Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, hey Team Canada fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host Clay Emo, Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, my Team Canada take, all in one take for Tuesday night, February the 18th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for Daily Canucks Insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Got to move fast tonight because there's lots to cover, including my bowling, including 3 major Canucks news stories. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all 3. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section. You can get, I look a little laggy, but that's okay. You can like the video, like the fact that we are together, like the fact that Drew O'Connor has a new contract. You don't have to like the fact that Thatcher Demko is injured, like the fact that Quinn Hughes might play. I don't know if you like that. I'll talk about that in a second. And just like the fact that we are continuing to build a wonderful community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your Triple M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and you review. So Tuesday nights is usually my short show because I have to be sitting at my church at midnight for my prayer hour. So I am going to do a quick bowling update for the 3% of you that actually care about it, but I promise I'll be quick, and then we'll get into all of these Canucks stories, and I'll make sure that I leave lots of room, lots of time for all of you. So bowling update real quick. I bowled well tonight. My 3rd best bowling night of the season out of 6 weeks. I averaged 177 today. So I bowled 146, which was bad. Then 188, 183, 192. I actually played in the middle position today. As you guys know, I miscast as the middle position, but I think the other team was kind of miscast as the middle position as well. And I ended up sweeping the other person. I ended up sweeping. So I won all 10 points tonight, which is very rare for me in the middle position. So I won 10 points. Our leadoff won 3, and my anchor won 4. And my anchor is really good, but there's only 2 guys in the league that are better than him. My son, or close, or they're all there's 3 guys that are head and tails above the rest. There's my son Jacob, there's my cousin Jordan, and then there's my captain Goots. So Goots only got 4 points. So leadoff got 3, I got 10, Goots got 4. So we got 17 out of the 30 individual points, and we won 3 of the 4 games total, plus total scores. So those are with 4 each. So we won 16 out of 20 team points. We won 17 out of 30 individual points. So we got 33 points. The other team got 17. But it moves us up in the standings, but it doesn't matter. The standings reset after this week. So now the first half of the season is done. We are not one of the top 4 teams. So for the second half of the season, we're going to have to bowl a lot better and hopefully be one of the top 4 teams. So there we go. I averaged 177 tonight, was very happy. Didn't like my first game, but was happy with the other 3 games as part of my bowling tonight. So there is the update that, like I said, 3% of you may have found that interesting, but I thank the 3% of you. All right, Harry Ma, the most recently upgraded legend, starts us off using his monthly membership message. Let's give Harry some love in the chat. The goal horn is coming. It will come. Maybe it won't. Let's try it one more time. I don't know where this came from. So let's give some love to Harry as I try to figure out why that thing appeared out of nowhere. Hi, Clay. How are you? I just received my Team Canada hoodie. That is awesome. Perfect timing for Thursday's game. What can you expect for Saturday's game when the Canucks hit the ice again? Well, Harry, respectfully, I'm going to worry about Saturday's game after Thursday night's game. But given how the Canucks practice, which I'll get to in a second, I'm expecting a really good-looking decor. And I'll get to that, like I said, in the next few minutes. But the Canucks always have it tough when they play in Vegas. So it's tough to say. I'd love to say that the Canucks kind of pick up where they left off when it came to how well they were playing, winning the 3 straight heading into the break. But it's kind of like a reset for almost every single team. And then there might be new injuries, there might be whatever it may be. But 2 weeks before the trade deadline, and then only 2 months left in the season. So I'm excited, but I'm going to worry about Saturday's game after Thursday's game. But I would hope that the Canucks come out and kind of pick up where they left off. So let's give some love to Harry in the chat. Appreciate you using your monthly membership message. Okay, so 3 really big news stories, and I guess we'll go in order. It doesn't matter actually what order we go in, because I actually can't remember I know the Quinn Hughes news broke around 9:15, and then I think the Drew O'Connor news broke around the same time. So let's do the Drew O'Connor one first. That one's easy. Drew O'Connor, newly acquired from the Pittsburgh Penguins as part 2 of that 2-part trade. He signs a 2-year contract worth $2.5 million a season. You might think it's too much. You might think it's just right. You might think it's too little. But the Canucks were obviously impressed with O'Connor after they acquired him, and he's been good. It's only been 4 games, but he has 2 points in those 4 games. One of them was an empty netter, and one of them was the penalty shot goal in overtime against San Jose. So again, 2 points in 4 games, both of them goals. And I think if you look at the totality of those 2 trades, the first one that sent JT Miller to the Rangers, and we got Hito Mancini and a first-round draft pick. There are other pieces, of course. And then we flipped that first-round draft pick in the Pittsburgh trade that sent Heinen, Desharnais, and the first-round pick and pieces to Pittsburgh for Pettersson, O'Connor. Pettersson is now re-signed for 6 years. That's Marcus Pettersson. Drew O'Connor has signed for 2 years. So I think the trades would look a lot worse if neither of those players were signed. But both of them have been re-signed, extended within 2 months of getting to this team. So that's kind of big. That's really big. It shows the commitment from Vancouver, and it shows the commitment from the player. I don't mind the dollar amount, as I broke down in my video today. If your top 6 guys are getting $5 million and up, $4.5 million and up, even $4 million up, 2.5 is reasonable for a bottom 6 guy who might see a bit of time in the middle 6 as well. Drew O'Connor, undrafted, did a few seasons in Pittsburgh, did his 3-year entry-level contract at $925,000 or whatever, did 1 year at $750 or $800, and then back up to 2 more years at $925, and then a big jump to $2.5 million. So that's Drew O'Connor. We love his speed. We love his size, 6'4", 210, and he's going to be a staple likely in the Canucks bottom 6 for the next 2 years. So that's Drew O'Connor. The next story is Thatcher Demko. We learned that Thatcher Demko has a lower body injury that's not his knee. So I try to express in my vlog today, is it good news that it's not his knee, because then that means his knee is recovering and healing? Or in a weird way, is it bad news that it's not his knee, because that means yet another part of Thatcher Demko's body is injured? So I think that's the tricky part about this when you think about it. But yes, the big news is Thatcher Demko is indeed injured, and he will not. It's week to week, lower body. We know that there's speculation he tweaked something in the warm-up against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Saturday, February the 8th, the last Canucks game before the break. And then he lasted 10 minutes of that game. You guys remember he was pulled exactly halfway through the first period. So unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. And they said he will not go on the Canucks 5-game road trip. And this 5-game road trip is interesting because it has 2 sets of back-to-back. So it's Saturday night in Vegas. I'm going to that game. It's Sunday night in Utah. I'm not going to that game. It's Wednesday night, LA Kings. Thursday night, Anaheim Ducks. Saturday night, Seattle Kraken. All 5 games on the road. And then back home for Wednesday, March the 5th against the Anaheim Ducks. 2 times in a week playing them. First home game in forever, March 5th. So again, 5-game road trip. Thatcher Demko will not go on that trip. And then, so in my head, it sets up perfectly for Lankinen playing against Vegas on Saturday. And then you give Shelovs the weaker Utah, although they're decent. You give the weaker Utah to Shelovs on the Sunday. Then you give the stronger LA Kings to Lankinen on the Wednesday. You give the weaker Anaheim Ducks to Shelovs on the Thursday. And then you go Lankinen Saturday, Seattle. So you play Lankinen 3 of the 5 games and always in the first half of the back-to-back. That's one way that you could do it. Also, Noah Juleson, not going to make the trip as well, so he's dealing with something. So it's almost good that Hughes is back, obviously, which I'll get to in a second. That's the biggest story I think of the day. Then Forbert, Soucy, and DPD can kind of make up that bottom pairing. So it stinks. I was talking about how nice before today's news broke about Quinn Hughes potentially going to Boston and Thatcher Demko being injured. I've been making the point for the last 2 nights, Sunday night, Monday night. Oh, isn't it nice that Hughes and Demko are getting these 2 weeks to recover, to rehab, to heal, to be with the teammates without traveling. And sure enough, we get news about both of them today. So that is very, very interesting. Also, what's interesting is, the Canucks, I got so excited for them to continue their playoff push. Remember, they made up 5 points. They were 2 points behind Calgary. Now they're 3 points ahead of them. So they made up 5 points on Calgary in the past 2 weeks of the season, which is awesome. And I want the Canucks, obviously, to continue that push, but it might be a little bit harder now without Thatcher Demko. Okay. Canucks practice, and then we'll talk about Quinn Hughes going to 4 Nations, and then I'll turn it over all to you. So Quinn Hughes was playing in a non-contact jersey, which is strange because this was after we heard that he might get called to Boston, which I'll get to in a second. So Quinn Hughes was there in a non-contact jersey. So what does that mean? You can't touch him at practice today, but he can play against Canada in probably the most intense game in a decade on Thursday. Well, okay, I won't get too far ahead of myself. So on D, Hughes with Hronek. Hallelujah. Reunited. And it feels so good. Marcus Pettersson with Tyler Myers. And there is our top 4. Then Derek Forbert and DPD rotating on the left side with Carson Soucy playing his offside on the right. And my friends, that is the strongest decor we've had all season, bolstered by the arrival of Marcus Pettersson and now Quinn Hughes returning. So just let that sink in for a second. It's beautiful. Hughes and Hronek reunited. Pettersson with Myers. So yes, Marcus Pettersson. And then Forbert or DPD with Soucy. Soucy seems to be rejuvenated, which is good after a bit of a lull. You could go Hughes with Myers and Pettersson with Hronek. That's how they're holding it down for a little bit too. So I think our top 4 are set with Hughes and Pettersson on the left, Hronek and Myers on the right, whatever combination that you want to do with all of them. The goaltenders were Archer Shelovs and Tolopilo because Demko is hurt and Lankinen still making his way back from 4 Nations. So that'll be interesting. Tolopilo was done for practice and Shelovs is an actual call-up. Then the lines. Arshdeep Bains took the place of Elias Pettersson, who's still making his way back from 4 Nations. So it was Arshdeep Bains, Elias Pettersson, between DeBrusk and Sherwood. That's the top line. Then you had the 2 new guys, the Filipino with Drew O'Connor and his new contract with Brock Besser, And like I said earlier, it's good to have two guys with speed playing with Brock Besser for sure. Your third line, Old Faithful of Suter with Garland and Joshua. And then a fourth line of Teddy Bluger between Niels Höglander and Niels Amon. The two Niels, the two Swedish Niels with Teddy Bluger. So again, Arshdeep Bains skating in the place of Elias Pettersson. So that's how the Canucks forward lines look. Obviously a little bit weaker without JT Miller, but we're getting used to life with Filipino and Drew O'Connor. And yeah, I still think when I say that out loud, I don't know if I'm not sure if I like Sherwood on the top line and Garland on the third line, but maybe you need Sherwood's aggressiveness and his hitting just to free up pucks for Petey right now, who obviously had a bad Four Nations tournament. So that's how the Canucks lined up. I think that the Canucks are still at least one, if not two, really impact forwards away from being a deep, deep team. I like the way the D looks right now. I like the goaltending when Demko's healthy with Demko and Lankinen. So I think it is time to upgrade the forwards for sure. Finally, the big story that has everyone talking and that has everyone confused. Quinn Hughes named as an injury replacement for Charlie McAvoy. But as I joked around, because Quinn Hughes made the team originally and then withdrew because of injury, Quinn Hughes named as an injury replacement for himself. And I had some fun with that on X today. Bottom line is, Quinn Hughes, Mike Sullivan, head coach of Team USA, just kind of nonchalantly and flatly just said, when asked what are they going to do about their depleted blue line, he said, Quinn Hughes is coming. That's it. And then it basically set off Twitter like crazy. So we know the rules, and I've gone through this before. 23-man roster for these countries, but unlike 23-man roster, but 3 of those are goalies. So now you only have 20 skaters. It takes 12 forwards and 6 defensemen, so that's 18 of the 20 spots. So there's only 1 extra forward, 1 extra defenseman allowed. Usually on a 23-man roster, it's 21 skaters, so 3 extra guys, and then 2 goalies. But they have 3 goalies for this tournament, which is kind of weird. So they only had 1 extra spot. We saw when we saw when Shea Theodore got hurt, Canada was down to 6 defensemen. And then when Makar was unable to play on Saturday, Team Canada got special permission to bring in Thomas Harley, because instead of making them go like 13 forwards and 5 defensemen, which would be an absolute disaster, they were allowed to play Thomas Harley, but he wasn't allowed to practice. It was only Makar or Harley could be on the ice at the same time. So that was kind of weird. Like Makar actually practiced with the team on Saturday, and then Harley had to leave, and then Harley came on, and then Harley is the one who ends up playing. So Quinn Hughes, same situation. There are 7 defensemen for Team USA, and Jake Sanderson was there for Quinn Hughes. So there's 7, not including Quinn Hughes. Charlie McAvoy is hurt, had an infection, and is out week to week. So now they're down to 6. So technically, if Quinn Hughes traveled to Boston, he is number 7, but he can't go on the ice unless one of these 6 defensemen, whether it's Werenski or Fox or whoever, Sanderson, one of them has to not be able to play, either be injured or get sick. And of course, there's all these memes and jokes running around of how, one of the U.S. defensemen is going to suddenly mysteriously come down with an ailment that makes them not able to play on Thursday. So that could very well happen. Who knows? Someone could strain something in practice, not to make light of it. You never, there's a flu going around the Four Nations. So that could very well happen. However, Quinn Hughes is still here. He's not in Boston. Thomas Harley flew there and they ended up using him. So there is a concern if, let's say that the 6 guys are good to go. Let's say that Quinn Hughes travels all the way to Boston and the time change only not to play, just to watch and cheer the team on from the press box, and then fly all the way back to Vegas to meet the team when the Canucks play Vegas on Saturday. So I think we're going to find out tomorrow, because Thursday it'll be too tight to try and fly and lose the 3 hours going west to east if anything, it's got to be tomorrow. They'll make a decision on whether or not Quinn Hughes is going to fly to Boston tomorrow. And if he does, you don't fly Quinn Hughes all the way across the country for him not to play. That means they know that one of the U.S. defensemen won't be playing, right? Otherwise, why do you bring him? So that's going to be very interesting to track tomorrow. And then I have not got clarification. I would love it if someone in the chat could clarify this. What would happen if the 6 defensemen are fine, but we know that Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk did not play? Then we know that Brady Tkachuk got dinged up. We know that Vincent Trocheck got dinged up. So if 2 of these 4 forwards can't play, then they're down to 11. So then do you play 11-7? That's what Sweden had to do on Sunday, but on Monday, but against the US, because the Swedish, there were 2 sick Swedish forwards, Raquel and Zibanejad. So I guess that's another way. If 2 of the US forwards can't go and they're down to 11 forwards and all 6 defensemen are healthy, but then they could go 11-7 because that's what Sweden did against the US. So this is such a fascinating story. But the one thing I want you to vote on, and then I'll Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll do 20 minutes of your questions and comments about any of these stories, Hughes, O'Connor, or Demko, is my question I put in the poll is, do you want Quinn Hughes to play on Thursday? If you answer yes, it could be for any of these reasons. That means that Quinn Hughes is healthy, so that's good. That means that you want to see him play because you think it's going to be great for him and his confidence. Not that he needs any more confidence, his experience. He's going to make the U.S. Olympic team, a no-brainer. And you might say you want to see a game, Canada versus U.S., where it's best on best, truly best on best, whether it's Makar versus Hughes, or you basically want to see Hughes in this game because if you want Canada to win, you want them to no excuses. You don't want it to be, Canada only beat the U.S. because Hughes wasn't playing. So those are the reasons why you might want to see Hughes play on Thursday night. It means he's healthy. It's going to be great for him personally, and it means a more competitive game. Or you might say, no, I do not want Quinn Hughes to play because A, I don't want him to get hurt, but you could say that about anyone. And more, I think, realistically, if we're honest, you're saying, no, I don't want Hughes to play on Thursday night because it actually makes it much harder for Canada to win this game. And I want Canada to win. So I'm going to let you, those are some of the answers or reasons you might have. I'm going to let you vote. Right now, it's 2/3, 1/3, no. 66% of you are saying, no, I do not want Quinn Hughes to play. Tyler, respectfully, I've already talked about the bowling. Need you to go back and watch the start of the stream at your convenience. So Mitchell sponsor read, always start off by thanking Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you sign up. Thank you to Gassy Jar Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who has purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. A reminder of ways that you can get involved. You can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message like legendary Harry Mazdan. And if listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Finally, don't forget my shows this week. And it's pretty simple schedule this week. It's Wednesday, 11 p.m., Thursday, 11 p.m. No member shows. Then I'm gone to Vegas Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Do Canucks After Dark next Tuesday. And then one of the Wednesday or Thursday is going to be regular CCC. One of the Wednesday or Thursday is going to be members only. And I will decide that next week. So I'll remind you of all this on Thursday when it's my last show of the week, when it's my last show for a week as I travel to Vegas to watch the Canucks take on the Vegas Golden Knights. All right, friends. Tonight is the night where I do have to cut it off at 11:40, so I'll give you a good 15 minutes. I'll highlight as many questions and comments as I can starting now. Lily, I want Hughes to play because he's such a skilled player. He deserves to play. That is totally fair. Quinn Hughes mentioned that he doesn't feel right to take away the position away from the 6 U.S. defensemen. Oh, yeah. Dang it. I didn't watch Quinn Hughes' interview. I watched Adam Foote, who was quite good. I watched Drew O'Connor, but I did not watch Quinn Hughes' interview. I should have watched that before my stream tonight. I will watch that later. Do you think Alvin had both trades in the works prior to the Miller trade being announced? Yes. Yes, because he knew, I'm sure he talked to Pittsburgh and said, if I can get your first rounder, the Rangers' first rounder, can we get Marcus Pettersson and Drew O'Connor? So yes, I don't think that those just happened on the Friday, Fangirl. I think those were in the works for sure. I think they actually had it done already. That's why Rutherford did that interview with Gary Mason earlier in the week. It's not like the Canucks are winning this year, not with EP 40 playing like this. Canucks have shown they can win without Hughes if he gets injured. Further not that he will. Huh? If he gets injured, further not. I got you had you all the way to the last sentence, Justin. Hughes would have a target on him, would not see him get injured again. That is fair. That is fair. Would you say it's fair that he'll potentially play in the final game, given they initially didn't go to 4 niches to heal from injury in the first place? Yeah, he'll potentially play, but I think, Alfred, it doesn't matter what words we use. I think we're just going to get a lot more clarity tomorrow. If he's on a plane, he's going to play. If he's not on a plane, then they think that all their forwards and all their D-men will be just fine. He will only go if the U.S. needs him. Quinn should stay, needs to heal. I don't want to see Quinn Hughes get injured again. We don't know if he's 100% or not. These are all fair points. Would you ever go to the Canucks closed practice as media if they invited you? Yeah, I've been to a couple closed practices as part of like season ticket member benefits. Yeah, I would go to a closed practice as media if they invite you. They're never going to invite me as media. They just know me as a vlogger content creator. I was going to say something else, but all good. But if they invited me, I would definitely go. And I've had those invitations in the past. Nice to see you, BCBC. I responded to your text message. Hopefully you got it. It's hard to cheer for Canada when McDavid is playing. I enjoyed those hits Americans did on him on the boards. That's fair. Drew O'Connor is a major upgrade on Danton Heinen. It seems like it. It seems like it for sure. It's hard for me to get invested in the tournament. Thursday will be insane. I'm more interested in the Canucks returning for the final 27 games with a 3-point lead in the wild card. That is totally fair, Ricky. But as you've admitted, Thursday night will be insane for sure. Do you think the Canucks would extend Besser before the trade deadline approaching, or will it be a trade? Harry, if I had to pick, I think they're trading him. I think they're trading him, or they might even let him walk, which is pretty bad asset management. But if you kind of need someone with his skill for a playoff run, I'm not sure if you need someone of his skill for the $7.5 to $8 million that he may be asking for. So if I had to bet, I do not think Brock Besser is a Canuck next season. I wasn't like upset, crying or everything, but you always want Canada to win anything. So, and granted, that was 30 years ago now, but I remember not being happy, but I wasn't distraught or anything. If Hughes plays 4 nations, he's not going to be playing 27 minutes, more like 10 to 12. I think for a final, he'll be a big minute guy for sure. You don't bring him all the way out there just to play 10 or 12 minutes. The $5 million question. What do we do with Demko next season on his last year contract? Keep him or trade him? Well, the good thing is you don't have to worry about that for another year, Alfred, because his year, as you know, his contract doesn't end this season. It's next season. Yeah, but every time he gets injured, I think it's more and more looking like you may have to go elsewhere for sure. Yeah, Matthews Tkachuk brothers rested to make sure they're ready for Thursday. That would make sense. Yeah, Jacob Slavin's been good. Obviously, the big guys, McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby been good. I thought Jesper Bratt's been good for Sweden. Who else think's been good? Slavin's a good one, actually. Yeah, actually, Zach Werenski. I mean, just as we always talk about how we never see a lot of, how the East never sees a lot of Quinn Hughes because of not East bias, but just that 3-hour time change. At the same time, I don't watch a lot of Eastern games because I'm at work at 4:30, when they start or whatever, or driving home from work. So I have been impressed with Zach Werenski. As much as I hate to say that because it's going to be him, McCarr, and Hughes battling for the Norris, but I have been impressed with Zach Werenski. I want true best on best. So let Hughes play. Hypes up the biggest match since 2010. Best on best, no excuses. There we go. There we go. That's kind of the way I'm leaning too. Guess they didn't know the rules. Otherwise, Quinn could have went and then say he's injured and get another D-man standby. Yeah, but why do you make... If you don't think that Quinn Hughes was going to recover in time, why even make him travel back east when he can be not wasting that time and energy on a plane? I hear what you're saying. Fangirl, really depends. Like when they do that big meet and greet, they can get thousands and kind of take care of thousands of people at a time. Other times there's perks that are only for 4 people, 2 people, 6 people, 24 people. So it really depends, but they try and spread it out, and it's a lottery system for the really exclusive ones. If I trade Besser, I want it to be a hockey trade. Like I want someone who can be in the lineup right away, but I think more realistically, maybe it's a draft pick or a prospect that you get, and then you flip those, kind of like we did for Philip Hronik or for Marcus Pettersson. Only if Quinn is healthy, they can let him play. Besser wants 8 years, so that's too much. That's fair. Hey, ECB, nice to see you. Still not putting your name on the screen, at least not intentionally. Elliot Freeman said that Hughes will understand Vancouver in practice. Do you think, what do you mean he will understand? Will stay in Vancouver? I would, I'm actually 50-50. I want him to be as healthy as he can for the Canucks, but I do want to see him play, to be honest with you. Pastor Dan says the same thing. I want to see Hughes play with the best. Who do you think fill in for Brock Besser if he gets traded? That's Jonathan Lekarmaki's spot. That is same right shot, blonde guy. And I don't think he's that far away. I think he can step in as early as next season. I really do. Swap Besser for Ehlers. I don't think the Jets do that. 96 was 29 years ago. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. 98 was pretty bad. 98 was pretty disappointing for sure. ECB says if Hughes plays Canada as cooked, what players could get for Brock in a trade? It's so tough to say. I think you're getting pieces that you have to flip in another deal. I'm not sure how much quality you're getting back for Brock. Oh, that's a tough one, because then why would you trade him, right? If you're not going to get much from him. I don't know. Hey, Sophie, Ranton is definitely back. Besser's not going to be a connection next year. I agree. Jets wouldn't take Besser too slow versus Ehlers. I think that's fair. Rowinski is finally unlocking that long-term potential. Yep. Alvin is always evaluating Brock. That guy's been here for 9 years. Yeah, I think we'll see a couple trades, Simon, of small to medium nature. No more rim rockers. We've done the rim rockers already. For a second straight year, the Canucks management have been the busiest. Do you see any more moves? 2 minor moves. That's what I see, Ricky. That's what I see. If Brock gets traded to a team and that team wins the cup, I'll get his jersey from that team. That's fair. That's fair. How many events are there, Clay, for you to go to is what I think Fangirls. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. Usually you get 2 or 3 perks, one really good one and then a couple smaller ones in the season. I would give Lankinen $4 to $4.5 million for 3 or 4 years. Would he take it? I'm not sure. Jets went on record before saying they want to drop Besser originally, and that interest is always there. So who knows if the Jets still want Besser? Yeah, they might want him, but maybe not for Ehlers. I have a strong feeling it's going to be Besser to the Jets for Ehlers and a prospect. I don't know. I don't think Winnipeg makes that trade. Petey, Besser, and Demko for Barzell, Dobson, and a first. Isles need more scoring punch. Flip the 2 first for another 2C. Barzell, 2C, Cheeto, Bluger, then go after one of the big UFAs. All right. I love the way you think, Justin. Not too confusing for me. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. I'm going to the Canucks game in Vegas on Saturday. Me too, Austin. That's right. You mentioned that in my stream last night or 2 nights ago. Oh, no. Canucks After Dark, you said it. I say trade Demko. I know it's tough, but he's not the same. What do you get from him now? Trade Besser for Miller? Or how about Besser for Horvat? I expect the game to be intense, but I don't expect fights. I think it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game, which I think favors the U.S. For trading Demko, when he's at his best, you're getting at least a first-rounder and a prospect, or a first-rounder and a player. But right now, I'm not so sure. And remember, the market for goaltenders is never as good as we think it is. Ehlers is a UFA this summer. So, yeah, do you trade UFA for UFA? Besser for Horvat. Yes, indeed. 96, graduated high school. Hulk Hogan turned heel. Before leaving for college, Tupac died. Wow, you got a good memory. Would you be upset or disappointed if Besser resigns? Well, I wouldn't be upset, nor I wouldn't be disappointed. If Besser resigns with us, it depends on the money. I'd be happy for him. I really like him as a person, as a player. I just don't know if that's the best use of money right now. Hughes, Hronek, Dobson, Pedersen, Pedersen, Myers, Verlander. Yeah, that would be sick. So the only difference there, I think, is Mancini is the one that if they don't make that big trade that you want, Mancini. So 2 or 3 years from now, our blue line, presuming Hughes resigns, could be Hughes, Hronek, Pedersen, Verlander, DPD, Mancini. Yeah. Yeah. Which 2 minor moves do you think the Canucks could happen? I don't really call Besser a minor move. That's a kind of a major move, but I don't know. I just see them maybe trading from their, where do they have depth right now? Depth, trading for a forward. Yeah. Now that I think about it, like, are you trading like a prospect or a pick for that? I don't know. Is this Four Nations face-off really so important to you, or is it just another commercial tournament? Of course, I love those clashes between U.S. and Canada. No, it's not as important to me as the Olympics, but I love it. I'm eating it up. I've watched all 6 games because I love best on best. So for me, is it important? I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm certainly invested for sure. For sure. Exactly, Viper. The market for goalies is never that good. I have a dance competition. Well, good luck. From 5 to 9, I cannot access sports from the theater, but I would want to watch the game so bad. What would you do? Or would you... I missed the rest of it. Would you... Okay. Well, you've kind of answered it. If you have... Do you ask that you go on from 8 o'clock to 9? Like, I don't know what kind of dance competition. I don't know how many dances you're doing. But I think you just got to record the game and you have to choose your priority for that night. I want the Canucks to sign Ehlers. That's Dobson, not Barzal, but we can let Dobson sit out. D is pretty good so far. Not another good goalie. We are a goalie graveyard. Do you think Horvat would be open to coming back to Vancouver? No, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. Could see Besser going to the Wild. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of talk about Tom Wilson joining this team. Sign and trade for Besser. Then you get 8 years. Yeah, I don't know so much about that. 8, 7. I don't know if a team wants him for 8 years. Bobo back, and then Bluger can fight for 53, number 53. Do you think there could be contract extensions happening? And do you think cap situation is in good hands for the Canucks? It's not great because you still have the Oliver Larson penalty. I think PD's contract is a little bit inflated right now. So I don't think the Canucks cap situation is not brutal, but it's not great. Kyle says skip the competition. What would you offer Besser that you're comfortable with? No, I do not offer him 8 times 8. I offer him 7.5 times 6, and I know that's not going to get it done. Lots of waiting around at dance, so find a dad with a Sportsnet subscription. That's good. Figure out a sleep schedule. Get enough sleep to be able to watch the games and do my courses. Yes. Well, you got a lot of time to figure that out, Taylor. No, I did not know. Do you know what the incident is, Justin? That's fascinating, Justin. I did not hear that it's closed indefinitely. Wow. Justin, text me later. I'm so curious now. I'm so curious. During the week before the reading break, because I think during break, reading break is... Oh, yes. Olympics will be around your reading break. I thought Raw was okay. Unfortunate timing for me because I feel like everyone in the world is going to watch. Well, how important is this dance competition? OEL's contract finally comes off the books. I'm looking. Dead cap money. OEL. Yes, 27-28 season. So next season, it's bad. It goes up to $4.8 million. Thank God the cap is going up. Do you think our D pairing is a bit better? Do you think we could add one more depth player? No, I think let's worry. Marcus Pettersson and DPD have been revelations. So I think we're okay. I actually think we're okay with who we have. With Besser weighing at 207, needs to lose about 20 pounds, then it'll be faster. Interesting. I think Forbert's good. I think he's kind of like Ian Cole, some leadership, some steady play. I actually think he's been fine. I have no problem for that. Cousins and Byram. I'd consider it. How good is Cousins going to be, though? And Byram, is he a bit injury prone? Yeah, this isn't as sexy as, say, if it was like Tage Thompson in there and Rasmus Dahlin, but obviously Buffalo's not going to do that. Fake a sickness. Okay, don't let them watch the stream, though. Thank you, SGA, for sending the email. I will look at it when I get back from church because I got to get going. I think the Lankinen's signing is going to be more important now, for sure. Defense needs small upgrades, but we really need a center and a winger. And finally, no word on the incident, but Google listing said temporarily closed, and the IG story is due to a recent incident. Interesting. Harry, I got Wednesday night, tomorrow night to do that, to do the prediction. So I'll save it for tomorrow. Okay, friends. Oh, has this banner been up like the whole time when I don't put up one of your guys' things? Oh, hey, that's fine. Good reminder. Thank you, everyone. This is the night where I do have to wrap up. Now, moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's a legendary Lucas Gates, a legendary Harry Ma, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support, as well as thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members. Really appreciate your support. And thanks to everyone, all of you, for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, please subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a late donation. We kind of got skunked tonight in terms of monetary donations, which is fine. I'm not sitting here begging you to leave a donation. Do that if you want. But I do appreciate that legendary Harry Ma did use his monthly membership message. So thank you, Harry, for acknowledging your membership for, how long has it been now? 20 months. And most recently upgraded to legendary status, which is great. Thank you to my moderators, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to all of you for joining me for sitting through my bowling update. And big news, Thatcher Demko injured, Drew O'Connor 2-year extension. And who knows if Quinn Hughes is going to Boston tomorrow. Yeah, Justin, I'm going to text you about that probably tomorrow morning. Can do it. I might change the time on you, though, but I'll text you about that. And then poll question, does Clay pray for a Canada win? Yes or no? How about I pray for a good game? I'm not going to pray for the result of, we'll see. Yeah, there you go, Pastor Dan. Lots of important things to pray for. I pray for this community, though, and the individuals in it. Yeah, Justin, I'll just say it right now. If we can do earlier, like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, that would be great, but I'll text it to you. Okay, I got to go. So don't forget to rate the bad joke on your way out. And yes, I'll see you tomorrow night at 11 p.m. where I'm sure we'll be talking about Quinn Hughes, and we'll do a true preview of the Canada-US game. And I'll get all your predictions, but I'll do that tomorrow night. Don't forget to rate the bad joke on your way out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know, I recently hired a handyman, and I gave him a to-do list of all the jobs that I needed done around the house. But when I got home, of the 6 items, only 1, 3, and 5 were done. Yeah, strange. I guess he only does odd jobs. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.